Hi, my name is Scott, and I'm a pastor. If you've ever looked at the world and thought there's got to be a creator, and then wondered what he might expect of us, I have a story for you. Once there was a kind and wealthy man who owned a vast stretch of property on the coast, and he planted lush gardens, fruit trees, beautiful landscapes, and people from all around liked to visit his estate. And because he was a gracious man, he didn't mind. After a time, the owner wanted to get to know his visitors, so he went out to meet them, and they reacted very differently to him showing up. Some were intimidated by him, so they ran away in fear. Others didn't recognize him and treated him rudely, but some were curious enough to get to know him. These people eventually became his friends, and when they visited his estate, they came not so much to see his property, but to see him. Well, eventually, the owner grew old, and he turned his property into a national park so everyone could enjoy it. But he reserved one small portion of his estate for himself and the few friends that he had made over the years. However, over time, the visitors ended up ruining the park. They trampled the landscapes, polluted the springs, and even started a fire which burned up everything but the owner's portion of the land. And those same people had the nerve to demand he share what little he had left. They came to the owner and they said, "Let us onto your property as before." But he said, "My friends are here with me. They know me and I know them. You I do not know. Go and live in the place you've created for yourselves." Now, you might ask, what does this have to do with me and my Creator? Well, my little story illustrates several things about the one who made us. First, like the owner in the parable, God is gracious to everyone, allowing us to enjoy a magnificent world. Second, God has absolute rights over all his creation by virtue of the fact that he created everything, including people. He truly is the owner, whether we like to admit that or not. We are literally breathing his air. And third, people tend to ruin things. Pollution, violence, selfishness, it's just in our DNA. And if there is a creator, it's safe to assume he's not happy with the way we've taken care of things or the way we've lived our lives. Fourth, what matters in the end is not whether you think you're a good person. As our parable illustrated, the thing that matters is whether you took the time to get to know the owner. You wouldn't let someone into your home just because they thought they were a good person. Why would God let us into his heavenly home just because we thought we were good? Especially after what we've done here in our earthly home. So, what's the moral of the story? Very simple. Get to know the one who made you. And I challenge you to go to a reliable source. Read a book that has stood the test of time, the Bible. Now, hear me out. You can accept it or reject it, but don't hear the story secondhand. I think you'll be surprised. You see, the Bible tells us plainly about what our Creator expects of us, and it's called the gospel or the good news. Start with John 3:16 and go from there. I hope you'll do that today. Thanks.